Okay, some good news and some bad news. Good news number one, it is confirmed that we've got three more episodes of this, including this one. So after this one, there's gonna be two more. Bad news is, this episode's kind of long. I mean, I was scrolling through and I was like, oh, this is this one's gonna be interesting. Not only that, cause well, my phone's on 20%. Yeah. So I'm running the risk of my phone dying halfway through the recording, but I'm gonna still try it nonetheless, cause it's here, and I want this arc to be over and done with. So let's get to it. Can't waste no time. Let's roll. All right, we're jumping straight into it, my people. In the last episode, the group got off of the elevator, ran from the bots in the army room, and are now about to confront Stelica. So, let's get into it. Rail pushed open the doors as the four dashed into the room. Sure enough, like Queen mentioned earlier, they stood in the purple-themed throne room with a large set of windows behind the throne. She was serious. An actual throne room. But where's Stelica? Everyone looked around the room but saw nothing. Just columns of steel, the throne, and the windows illuminating the room. That mud didn't lie to us, did she? No. There's no way she could lie. We came too far to be lied to. Stelica has to be here. She just has to be. Rio then took a deep breath. Katie! His voice echoed throughout the room. But other than this, it was completely silent. I don't think that worked. It was worth a shot. Rio held his head down in disappointment. But then, hey, guys? What is it now? Did the room just get darker? It is actually. I thought I was the only one who noticed it. But why is the room getting darker? There are practically no lights in here except the light that's coming from. The group then looked at the windows behind the throne. Behind those windows was a large, dark vast that appeared to be getting bigger. The window. Everyone, take cover! Everyone then dashed behind the separate columns of the room as the window shattered and sharp objects were sent flying into there. They're shooting arrows at us. You don't say. But we saw all of the bots go to the third floor. How are we still getting shot at? It's her. It has to be. Arrows continued to blast through the shattered glass and impact themselves against the walls. Eventually, the arrows slowly began to cease, and it was safe to come out of the cover again. The group regrouped in the center of the room and faced the broken windows and battle stands. Everyone, be careful. She's close. Then, a silhouette of a woman came into the light coming from the window. She wore a long purplish gray dress, had purple hair, one purple eye that appeared to be unharmed, but the other was scarred and closed. The dress she wore had two spray-painted metal diamonds attached to the back by gray ribbons. She appeared to be standing on something too, as she floated in the air. It was a piece of metal scrap. It's her. You! Stelka! Stelka then slowly floated into the room, atop her metal scrap. Won't you look who it is? It's the peasants again. This madness ends here. Yeah, it does. For all of you. Stelka then jumped off the metal scrap and landed gracefully right in front of the throne. This moment right here, I want you to cherish it. Every breath you take, every blink, every time the blood cell moves in your body, I want you to cherish the fact that God allowed you to do that much before I take it all away. Stelka, it doesn't have to be like this. Don't try to reason with me. The time for talk has passed. You've had your chances to prove your worth to me the same way I did for you, but you never took any of them. Trying to do so now is too late. What was it you said earlier? That you've come too far now. Well, so did I. I've murdered 3 people to get to you, and my brother killed 15. I won't let it all be for nothing. Well, if you won't go down without a fight, then it's a fight you're going to get. We're locking you up for good. Dr. Bakugo and Todoroki rushed at Stelka, but Rio hung behind, hesitant. You're all worthless. Stelka charged at them with the 2 diamond spears on her wrist and aimed them. Bakugo took the lead. He swung his right arm at Stelka, preparing to send her explosion her way. But before he quit, Stelka ducked the blow and slammed the blunt side of one of the spears onto Bakugo's chest, sending him backwards. Todoroki and Liquid dodged Bakugo, flying at them and continued running at Stelka. Todoroki stopped the ground, sending a large iceberg heading Stelka's way. You're just weak. Stelka then stomped the ground himself as the metal floor rised up to intercept the iceberg, stopping it in its tracks. But to her surprise, Stelka came leaping at her from the top of the iceberg, with his foot lifted into the air. Manchester. Stelka then swung his foot directly at Stelka's head, performing an axe-like kick mid-air. Smash! However, before the attack could land, Stelka had 2 attempts to shoot up from the ground and block the strike, making the whole room rumble. Stay out of my way! The tendrils then wrapped around Dr. Black and slammed into the ground over and over again until he threw himself at Rio. Rio rolled out of the way before he could get hit as Deku recovered himself. Are you too much of a coward to move now, Rio? Come on! I don't want to fight you. Well, you should have thought about that first before getting on my bad side again. Stelka then made tendrils who run for the ground and charged at Rio. Rio dodged out of the way as the tendrils chased him around. Here you go. Running away once more. Hey! Stelka was stunned as she took her focus off of Rio and towards Bakugo, who was now on her left side, with his hand right in her face. Don't forget who else you're fighting here. Bakugo then blasted an explosion directly into Stelka's face, sending her back and stopping the tendrils from chasing Rio. Oh god, is she alright? Then Stelka recalled her balance and came to a screeching halt. Her nose began to bleed. And don't forget what I said earlier. Then the metal scrap from earlier came soaring at Bakugo. Bakugo, above you! Bakugo looked up at his scrap, but it was too late. All he could do was block the incoming attack. While he did that, Stelka burst her swiftly and held back her fist. You're weak! Stelka then pushed Bakugo straight in the gut, stabbing him and pushing him back. You can keep throwing yourselves at me all you want. Stelka wiped the blood from her face. You'll all die here. The 3 continued to fight against Stelka as Rio hesitated to join in. She's actually holding her own. No, not only that, she's starting to win. Real watched still had the fight. She was dodging attacks left and right. The room rumbled as she continued to counter attacks. Little Tundra was striking at the other three as they tried to strike her. Eventually, Deku tried to throw up another punch, but Stoga made a Tundra wrap around his arm and swung him back into Todoroki, sending them all back away from her. You want some advice, heroes? Lay down and give up. It will make your death come around quicker. As if! This doesn't end with death. This ends with you behind bars. You sure? I've only been hit once so far, right? I'm still okay, as you can see. None of you are bringing me down, and the only way I'm ceasing this is with Rio's death. We won't allow that to happen. I don't need you to. Then, the room began to rumble once more, and Stoker's eye began to glow. When this happened, the top of the columns in the room began to separate from the ceiling and wobble a bit. Then, they began to fall towards the other three. Todoroki! Right! Todoroki stopped the ground, sending an iceberg upwards, around the group, stopping the columns in place. I can't hold it for this long. They're cracking the ice. We'll make more ice half and half. I'm afraid it won't be that easy. The pressure applied on the ice began to increase more and more over time. If the ice were to break, those three would most likely be crushed. Watch closely, Rio. This is what happens to those who anger me. This is what happens to people when they get what they rightfully deserve. No, this isn't right. None of what you're doing is right. What you did was... You've broken promises on multiple occasions to left me how I am now. A monster? This is not the K I know. You're a sweet person. Nicest one I knew. You are more of a family member than my actual family. So please just stop this. Oh, I was family to you. What a family that was. What a family indeed. You and the rest of them were my best friends. I never wanted to lose you. Then why did you leave? Huh? What's your reason? Bill couldn't speak for a moment. Exactly. You can't even speak because the truth is too hurtful for you to say. But regardless of what reason you had for leaving your friends, just know you're about to lose your new ones. The clouds that began to come down on the ice stronger than they did before. I'm trying to hold them back, but it could shatter soon. We have to get ready to move soon. The ice is breaking fast. Rio looked over at the ice cracking under the columns, and then back at Stelka. No. Excuse you? I said no. Like I said, I didn't want to lose any of you guys. The same thing goes for my friends here. Listen, I have my reasons for leaving America. And I have my reasons for leaving all of you by yourselves, but I don't have a reason for doing nothing against what you're doing. Stelka, you've done too much to try to kill me. Too much that I simply cannot write off anymore. That kid dying. Those people locked away in cells. You attacked my friends. I'm done with running. Because at the end of the day, that's what started all this. So you know what? I'm done. I won't allow you to endanger any more people just to get to me. Don't speak like a hero, peasant. I know the peasant. I've gone through a lot in my past. A lot that no one else in that city would even know about. So much so that I don't even think you could understand. Even how you are now. Oh really? What could I not understand? Look at me. Look at all the damage you've caused. What could I not understand? Peasant. You'd be surprised. With what I went through back then. I simply cannot allow it to continue here. Everywhere I go, blood spilling just seems to follow. But not anymore. Is that just another one of your civilian promises? No, Stelka. That is a promise of a king. Real then brushed at Stelka. A king. Hold your tongue, fool. That tendrils from the ground erupted at Real. Real turned his arms completely to go and slid right through him, progressing towards Stelka faster and faster. Stelka now shifted her focus on Real, so the pressure on the ice began to cease for a moment. The ice, it stopped breaking. Real's out there fighting, he has to be. Finally, it took him long enough. Hey Real, you better give her hell until we get out of here, alright? Real pressed Stelka with his fist held back, ready to strike. This really goes against my code, but I'm glad to make an exception. Die, commoner! Stelka then dashed at Real through the tunnels and held her fist back. Eventually, the two got into striking distance and threw their punches. Real's fist connected with Stelka's right cheek, and Stelka's fist connected with Real's left. She's strong. He's strong. Stelka and Real recovered from the attacks. Then Stelka sent one of her diamond spears at Real. But Real cut the spear and began turning it to gold. If I do this, you won't be able to use it anymore. Real then pulled in the spear, drawing Stelka closer to him. Close enough for him to try to punch again. But Stelka dodged the attack, pushed Real down to the floor. She then tried to impale him with spikes arising from the floor, but Real rolled out of the way and jumped to his feet. Oh, you think you're brilliant, huh? I don't even need these spears to kill you. Stelka then slowly raised her hand into the air. What is she doing? Then the metal scrap from earlier came floating into her hand. She then lowered her hand with the scrap. Then, I'll use this instead. The metal scrap began to move from her hand. Certain sections of the scrap began to fold and mangle themselves into a shape. First, it formed into a rod. Then, from there, the upper half of the rod began to flatten and sharpen itself, as the bottom half began to twist to what looked like a hilt. She made a katana. This is bad. Stelka then pointed the sharp edge of the katana at Real. This should kill you a lot faster. Stelka then rushed Real with the sword. Stelka then went on the offensive and tried to slash at Real's chest, but before the attacks could connect, Real assumed the block that a boxer would do, as the sword clashed with his arms. This cursed quirk. A person like you doesn't deserve it. Stelka kept slashing away at his arms, making him sway side to side with each connection. She has to wear herself out soon. She has to. Sparks flew all around the room as Real's bolt clashed with the katana. How did you even get that quirk, huh? It was those idiotic bees, wasn't it? The ones that Randy gave you. Or did you steal them? Either way, that is the last gift you're ever going to be graced with. Stelka then stopped slashing at Real's arms. She tried to stab through them instead. Eventually, she stabbed in between the space of Real's arms, but the blade got stuck before it could properly connect. Now! Real then snapped the katana in half, grabbed the blade, and jumped back. The blade then began to turn to gold in his hand. Regardless of this, Stelka still rushed at Real with the hilt, and summoned the blade in hand. Die! Stelka then tried to slash at Real again, but Real blocked all the attacks with the other half of the blade. She's not even sweating. How does she not have energy yet? While Real fought one-on-one with Stelka, the other three still tried to find a way back into the fight. We can't wait in here forever. Come on. Can we break out of here? If we do, the columns might top on top of us. We have to at least try. Real is out there alone and we need help. But how? Straightforward. Stelka and Real will be right there. It's the quickest way back into the fight. Stelka then pushed forward at the front of the iceberg and slammed his hands against it, ready to blow it up. I suggest you get ready, you two. BAKUGO then blew down the ice and dazzled the smoke. However, when we did this, the rest of the ice began to crumble and shatter. Come on, we gotta go. The other two then dashed to the ice, just barely before the columns collapsed to the ground, shaking the entire room. Stoker and Rio continued to crash blades, came to a standstill with their blades sliding against each other. If you think you can block me all day, then you're wrong. Stoker the front kicked Rio away, staggering up and pushing him back. Crap. My stamina. What is with her? She's not even breathing heavy. All you've done this whole time was exhaust yourself. You could barely even fight with the same speed as before. You're digging your own grave. That's why we're here. Sokka turned to the other three. Oh, you think this is your battle? Well, it's not. This is between me and the demon Rio. Stay out of this, peasants. No. This is our battle too. You know how much bull we had to get through to get to you? We deserve a while in the ring. Baku did his sword directly at him, using his quirk to propel himself forward. Wait, I know what this is. Rio, run, get out of there. What? Why? You don't want to get blown to smithereens, right? Then get out of there. Rio was confused, but still ducked it away from Stelka. Where do you think you're going? But as he tried to run away, a tendril emerged from the ground and grabbed him on his foot, stopping him in his tracks. Crap! Zelka turned and focused back on Baku, still flying at her, straight through the air. But then, he began to spin. What is this? Bakugo spun midair, faster and faster, creating a trail of smoke behind him. Out of caution, Stelka made a steel wall rise in front of her as Bakugo came closer. He was now approaching at an alarming speed. He was so fast that smoke behind him began to form a miniature tornado. But then, once he was close enough, he saw his hand at the middle wall. Howitzer. Oh god, that can't be good. He then let out a massive explosion towards the wall that nearly consumed the whole room. Impact! The explosion was deafening. It even caught Rio in the blast, even though he was so far away. Smoke consumed the room. There was an eerie silence that was almost as dense as the smoke. Eventually, ow! Rio was now slumped against a faraway wall, very far away from the initial blast. Was that really necessary? Rio stumbled to his feet and waved through the smoke. He eventually heard the others begin to speak up. Is everyone okay? I'm fine. Rio, where are you? I'm over here. Rio stumbled to the other two. Just what was that? Bakugo's finisher. You alright? On a scale of 1 to 10 of how not okay I am, I'd say I'm a 12 on that scale. Whoa. Look over there. The third looked to where the smoke began to wither away more, showing Bakugo standing there, breathing heavily in front of the wall with a massive hole in it. It's done. Bakugo, is Stelka okay? Yes, she's still alive, he was. Bakugo began to walk to the other three. Come on. We've done what we needed to. Let's move out. But we could just leave her here. She's probably bleeding like crazy back there. Listen, we already cared for Killer. I'm not doing the same thing for her. But we have to at least bring her downstairs. She needs to be brought to a hero, not left alone here. I've already told you, we've done our part. Let them handle the rest by themselves. Bakugo walked past the three and towards the door. This guy. I need to go check on her, at least. Rio began to walk slowly to where Sterling was behind the wall. But then, what the? Will stopped in his tracks. What is it? The door. It's gone. Isn't it just blocked by the columns? No, I could tell. That's not the case. The door disappeared. So what now? What happens now is a massive pressure spread around the room. That Stilgar's voice boomed throughout the area. Your inevitable demise. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is episode 26. Things are getting lit, as you can clearly see. So, if you liked the video, leave a like down below, comment down below, subscribe down below, and catch you on the flip.